Hello and welcome to my channel where we talk about collecting dolls and figures, comics, animation, and other nerd stuff. This is my first comic video. I've been sitting on them for a while trying to figure out what kind of format I wanted to do for comic videos. We're gonna try this sitting on the floor looking at comic books and see how this goes. Saturday was free comic book day. I'm gonna go through the free comics I got and then I'll go through the comics that I actually picked up. I am looking at them pretty much blind. We're gonna flip through them and see what they're like. I didn't get everything. I just grabbed some titles that I thought were interesting. I don't need every free comic book on free comic book day. So this first one I thought was super interesting, this Thundercats Powerpuff Girls crossover. I'm assuming they're both with Dynamite, which is why they came up with this crossover. I think this was, some crossovers make sense and some really don't. And this one does not make sense to me just as a concept. These two IPs didn't even come out at the same time, and one's modern and one's really kind of high fantasy. It's strange, but I mean, it's something different. I really like the art. I don't know if the art looks like this on the inside. I hope it does. Look, Mumra back there. But they're so confused. But the Powerpuff Girls will always look the same. There's never really a different style for them. But the Thundercats look fairly good. They're a little bit softer, I think, than we usually see, which often happens with crossovers like this. My friend bought me, there was like a Transformers Friendship is Magic crossover comic series. And that was kind of the same thing. The cute ponies looked exactly the same, but I felt like the Transformers, they softened them up because, I don't know why, but if you get kind of like a more feminine IP mixed with a more masculine IP, something like this, it usually skews softer. I don't know why. I think maybe because the point is they're trying to get girls more interested in these other IPs. That's my guess anyway, because, apparently girls at all don't like Ninja Turtles or Transformers or Thundercats unless they're cutified. I don't know. But that's just a theory of mine. That's something I kind of wonder about sometimes. But we are going to look inside and see. So we got typical we're not going to read it or anything, we're just going to skip through it. Typical Powerpuff Girls stuff. Oh, they ran into Snarf already, and yeah, he's goofy. He doesn't look like that Snarf. This goofy monster, is this supposed to be Thundercats monster? Here's Snarf here. I can't, yeah. Yeah, so they're fighting a monster. Like I said, we're not going to read it. We're just going to flip through it. Here's Tigra. I mean, he looks kind of okay, but he's a little softer. I don't know why they gave him such a big chin. Yeah, he's goofy looking. He's a little goofy. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Why? Why do you have to draw him so goofy? Why couldn't they look like the Thundercats? The Thundercats look good. Like, look at this. Why can't they look like this with the Powerpuff Girls? But I do think the Powerpuff Girls don't even look as good as they do on the cover. This is a different artist and just not as good. Just not as good as that cover. But can't complain too much. I mean, this is a free comic book. But this down here says continued in Thundercats Powerpuff Girls #1, so I'm assuming this is the first part of #1. I don't think this is like an episode 0. I think this is part of the first one. Here is the actual Thundercats. I do like Thundercats, but I haven't been collecting this comic, mostly because look at Tigra. I do not like this look for him. He is my favorite character, and I hate this. I hate it so much. It drives me nuts, this weird facial hair they gave them. I don't know why. And look at Wily Kit. I don't know if I like that either. I'm not a fan. These others look okay. Lionel, Chitara, and Wily Cat look fine. I'm not sure about that. Well, my sister has it. I'll probably borrow it from her at some point. But there is the ad for Thundercats. There's another ad for Thundercats. Stupid Tigra. Wily Cat, Wily Kit looks okay there. Snarf, I don't know. Why does he look like Ronald McDonald? I don't know. Maybe I saw too much weird Ronald McDonald stuff when I did the vinyl figure episode. Maybe that's still stuck on my mind, but it's pretty good art. What have we got here? Oh, we get some, so we got some previews for the actual Thundercats. I really like this about the Free Comic Book Day stuff, where you get like previews and ads. So you don't just get like a little short story, you also get an idea of what different companies are doing and what's out there. They got a Space Ghost one. You guys remember Space Ghost Coast to Coast? My family would get together on Friday or Saturday nights and we'd watch the Space Ghost Coast to Coast. It was such a weird show, but it was fun. It was goofy. I'm really curious as to who came up with that idea, because Cartoon Network had the regular old Space Ghost, but I didn't care about that, but I wanted to watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast. We got Space Ghost and Johnny Quest. Is this also a crossover? Oh yeah, could be. Space Ghost and Johnny Quest. That one, for some reason, that one makes more sense to me. Johnny Quest. Oh, they even got the Herculoids. I don't know much about them other than they exist. And there's Thundercats Lost as well. I really like this cover. I think this is cool art. I don't know about this face. This looks a little weird, but oops. I like this art. It's pretty good. Silverhawks even. Holy cow. Like, they're just reviving everything. Captain. Wow. That is the new Captain Planet. I have never seen him with facial hair. Is this new? Is this barely coming out? I really liked Captain Planet as a kid. I don't know about these rock shoulders. Those are kind of weird. I don't mind the facial hair, actually. What have we got? Stuff with... What? Who? Is that Gee? Oh, they did her dirty. She does not look good in that picture. I think that's her. She's so cute in the cartoon. That's an unfortunate picture of her. But yeah, and that's Gaia, I'd imagine. He's got like more rock stuff on him. Interesting. Interesting. That might be a cool comic. There's Free Comic Book Day. Just stuff. This is all Dynamite. It looks like Dynamite is just reviving every old IP they can get their hands on. Interesting. So that's that one. This one is just, looks like Boom Studio and just whatever they have out. So let's take a look. Oh, it looks like I don't know any of these titles other than, I know Berserker, but none of these others. We're just gonna flip through. Yep, this one's Berserker. Probably a snippet from an issue. It seems like they've been out for a while. Yeah, continues in Berserker Volume 1. So this is just like maybe the first issue. You get a sneak peek, so you'll want more. This one I'm not familiar with. It's called Irredeemable. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not familiar with any of these. This one might be a little bit more down my alley. I kind of like weird or witchy stuff. She's talking to a crow that seems a little supernatural and witchy to me. That might be interesting. And then, oh, we got this. This is the Mouse Guard. I like this art. This is really cool detailed art. Of course, later I'm going to actually read through each of these, but cool art. I really like that a lot. And this is Hello Darkness Afters. I've never heard of that one either. I haven't heard of any of these. But there's that one. No other ads. The whole thing was pretty much an ad. We got Gargoyles Demona. My friend contacted me. I'm filming this Sunday afternoon. My friend contacted me yesterday afternoon and was like, "You got Demona for me, right?" I don't ever remember her asking about it, but she's my friend who is the big Gargoyles fan. So this will go to her afterwards, and according to her, this is like an episode or a volume 0. So this only comes with free comic book day, I'm assuming. Art's pretty good. It's okay. The face is a little eh. But not... I mean, it's not too bad. The faces are a little wonky, but not bad. What? Summoning Gargoyles. Fantastic Four. Are you kidding me? I did not see that coming. That's interesting. We'll have to read that and see what's going on here. And then we got more ads for Gargoyles. I haven't read any of this, but I have heard a lot about it because of said friend. And there's the Disney villain stuff. More Disney villains. They got some pretty cool covers. And Darkwing Duck. My sister really likes the Darkwing Duck and a lot of the Disney stuff. Oh, a cute little Stitch one. I like the how it feels like an illustrated kids comic. That's cute. Okay, so there's that. I'm trying to... I've already taken up a bunch of time, so let's see if we can get through this a little faster. This one I was really interested in because it shows a lot of ads for horror comics, and I really like picking up just small title horror stories, but I'm also super picky about it. I have to like both the story and the art, but I'm always interested in at least seeing what's out there. This is kind of a cool opening here. This one is Beneath the Trees. Oh, this is like animal people. Okay, I did not see that coming. That's... Huh. I don't know about that one. 30 Days of Night. What is this? I can't remember what 30 Days of Night. Is this a vampire story? This might be a vampire story. There's a big naked dude. Okay. Tuatha and Blood Honey. Interesting. I kind of like this art. Not bad. We got some kind of interesting. Ooh, blood. Heck yeah. And then there's cheerleaders for some reason. That is a terrible face. That is a terrible face. I don't know about that. Blood Honey. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I'll be reading that to see if any of those... Oh, this one's Tuatha, and then this one's Blood... Why did it... That was so strange how they made it be like... Sound like the same thing? Tuatha... I don't know. Okay. Okay, thanks for the ads for the horror comics. Here's Speed Racer. At first glance, I thought he looked really good, but when I slowed down and looked at his face, he looks a little goofy. This is kind of a goofy face. But as a whole, not too bad. This is also, it looks like an issue 0, so this would be something you possibly could only get on free comic book day, or then when like a trade paperback came out. There's the kid. It's been a long time since I've seen any Speed Racer. Art's not too bad. Let's take a look at his face, because I think this is a different artist than who did the cover. Where's our boy? Where's his face? It's just that annoying kid with his monkey. And there is Racer X. Are we gonna get... They're just really not showing Speed's face at all, are they? This looks like it might be the... Oh, there he is. Can you focus? That's not too bad. That's definitely a better face than the cover. Yeah, art's pretty good. Nope, is that... There he is looking goofy. Can we focus again, camera? There he is looking goofy. Racer X. So this is... Nope, this looks like the same art. I don't know why he looked goofy in that one panel. But, not bad. Pretty good art. I think people who are fans of Speed Racer would like that. Okay, here's this one. I put a post-it on it because it shows an address, and I don't know about doing that, so... Yeah, so I don't know anything about this. It just has a pretty cover. Inside is mostly black and white, it looks like. With some ads for some other manga. Ooh, that's pretty. But yeah, it's just mostly black and white. I don't know what it's about. But you're going to get a little bit of color, and then mostly black and white. Mighty 9, I picked it up just because I'm familiar with Vox Machina. I'm not a big Dungeons and Dragons person. I'm not a big high fantasy type person, but I really liked the animated series. So I just grabbed it because it's free. Looks like that same kind of art. Here's some ads. We got more of the Mighty 9. There's some Vox Machina. I haven't read any of the comics for Vox Machina. And some other D&D type flavors, it looks like. And what have we got down here? This one's Black Hammer. I've never heard of this one. Here's some ads for Stranger Things. I have seen all of the TV show. I haven't read any of the comics other than the Ninja Turtles crossover. But here is... I'm not a huge fan of this art. This one's Black Hammer. Some other ads here. Hellboy. There's ads for Hellboy. I've read a little tiny bit of Hellboy. I really, really like this art. I really like the art of Hellboy. Here is actual Vox Machina. Really gorgeous cover. Not in the same style as the animated series, but you can kind of tell who the characters are. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is a gorgeous picture. I like the art. Really pretty art. Yeah, I might, if I like it, I might check out more. This one's just called, oh, Neil Gaiman's Norse Mythology. There's Stranger Things. I don't know much about this. We'll just kind of... Art's okay. Art's not amazing, but it's okay. Neil Gaiman Library Editions. Okay, so if you like Neil Gaiman, looks like some of that's coming out. Here's some other comics. Umbrella Academy. Are they still making Umbrella Academy? I know it was it was an old comic before the TV show came out. So I don't know if it was if it's just a series that was on and then it finished, or if they're still doing Umbrella Academy. Hungry Ghosts. That might be interesting. Oh yeah, here we go. Lots of ads for Stranger Things in this one. And here's my last one. I do like Transformers. I've kind of been out of them for a while, but I've gotten back into it lately The Skybound series is really good. I started reading that. I actually just watched Transformers 1 yesterday, and it was pretty okay. You know, it was kind of an origin story and different from some of the others that we've had, but it was okay. Really good fight scenes in it. Animation, I'm still trying to figure out the format I want to do for that, but I do hope to start getting into covering different animation movies and TV shows that I've been watching. So hopefully I can start doing some of that in the near future, but we'll see. Yeah, this just looks, going back to this, Transformers Worst Bot Ever, ballpoint. So this turns into a pen. Looks like just kind of goofy art. Here he is. Oh, he's a Decepticon. We can tell this is made for kids because it just has the giant text in the goofy font. Art isn't that great. Look at that head to chest ratio. Look at those shoulders. Yeah, not the best art, but kind of fun. Oh, here he is bitch slapping Optimus Prime. I like how he's got the little, like, closed eyes in his visor. That's kind of cute, but... all the cassettes. Rumble and Frenzy. Yeah, just cute. What does it say at the end? Continued in Worst Bot Ever. So they are doing... this is a series. And I'm assuming it's just a Transformer series for children. So that they also have something to read, which I am not opposed to. But we'll see if the story is any good. I'll go back and read it. This one's called Family Force. Cool monsters. I like those monster designs. Lots of text. Art's not too bad. Yeah, art's not too bad. Not a whole lot going on after the monsters, but not too bad. Looks kind of fun. It looks like she has some kind of mecha suit. Maybe she fights monsters with the mecha suit. When saving the world is a family business. Yeah, so these are the comics I got for free. I'm going to quickly go through the comics that I actually purchased. One of the 2 comic book stores I went to, Free Comic Book Day is kind of like their Black Friday. Pretty much everything but the newest stuff is half off. So I usually go a little crazy when I go there. This is the first thing I got, Planet of the Apes. They did a Free Comic Book Day of this last year, where we just got the first part of the first issue. And there are several comics based on the old Planet of the Apes movies. This one is based on the newer ones, and I really, really like those movies. So I picked this up. And Monstrous I've been collecting. I am a little behind. This one's volume 9. The art is just amazing. I love it so much. It's so cool. But I'm a little behind. I thought maybe this was close to what I'm at, but I think I actually have up to 5. So I'm missing 6, 7, and 8. I gotta go pick those up. But yeah, I really like this series. I picked up 1, 2, and 4 of Turtles of Grayskull. I really like this art. This series, I don't know how well others knew it was coming out. Like, I knew the toy line was coming out, but I did not know that there was a comic series. It just floated under my radar. It felt like nobody was talking about it. So we'll see if it's any good. This cover in particular I really liked. We'll check it out. See how it goes. This Monster High, I've never read Monster High comics, but I've kind of been getting into the dolls, and I always love me a Halloween special, so I just thought I'd pick it up. Half off, you know, might as well grab it. And then I got the Cheetara series. This is all Cheetara. My sister said it's really good. She recommended it to me, and since they had all of it at the store, I grabbed it. Look at this Tigra. There, he looks normal. No weird facial hair. Why can't he look like this in the other one? I don't know. But, yeah. So that's what I picked up. All of these are going into my to-read pile, which was super massive, and then I worked really hard and I got it down, and now it's gonna be back up again. So I hope sometime soon I'm gonna be pulling out comics from my collection, and I have an excuse to read them again. I'll read them all fresh and we'll do a little review and see how that goes. This has been a very long video, and I think we'll call it quits for the night. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!